Hello everyone and welcome back to Reddit Taletales. Today we have some entitled parents to talk about. So sit back, relax, open your ears and smash that like button and we'll just get straight into the stories. Entitled Parent Steals House from Under Our Noses. This is my first post here. MM, my mum, EM, entitled mum. So this happened when I was around 5 years old. My mum was thinking about moving to a new place and she found a really big and good conditioned house for very cheap. She told one of her friends that she would be buying it, only for that friend to buy it the day later. My mum immediately stopped talking to her and asked her why did she buy the house, if she knew that my mum wanted to buy it. EM responded with, "My family is more important than yours and we need a new home." And we're getting off to a roaring start with these entitled parent stories. Let's ramp it up, shall we? Entitled mum tries to take off an employee's face mask because she can't hear him. So this happened a couple of weeks ago at a local Subway. I was sitting at a table when EM, entitled mum, and K, kid, walked in through the doors. Neither are wearing a mask and went up to the food bar to order. EM gives the worker a mean look and tells him that she can't hear him because he is wearing a mask. So he says that he can't take off the mask, otherwise he would get fired. EM was furious and said, "Well, other workers take off his/her mask every time I come here, and I've never had a problem with them." The worker seemed tired at this point and went to tell her that he literally could not take off his mask and was going to bring out the manager for them to tell her. And when he opened the door, she ran up to the employees only door, and while it was still pushed open, she ran inside and grabbed the worker's mask. After he turned around to see what happened, he backed off and ran to the manager to escort her out of the building. Kid was crying, waiting for his mum to get back. EM was escorted out of the restaurant and her child. I gave the worker $20 tip for his troubles. I mean, I can understand masks do muffle sometimes, but you don't invade someone's personal space. You just don't. That's personal space. Everyone needs personal space. Moving swiftly on. Entitled Karen forces her kids to be vegan and is now forcing my cat to do the same. So, there is this insane vegan Karen in our neighbourhood who harasses people at the supermarket for using animal products and meat. I'm fine with being vegan, but just don't force others to do the same. Well, that's exactly what this Karen has decided to do. In her family, she has 2 kids, 18 male, 19 female, and her husband, who are all forced to eat vegan food since they were all 8. Husband excluded. All of them hate eating her lame excuse for food that's served every night, to the point the father constantly fakes anything to get the kids and eat anything but the vegan food. Seriously, some vegan food can taste good, but she constantly butchers it. That is also why the siblings are constantly at my house eating steak and other non-vegan foods that are strictly banned in their household. Anyways, I have a cat. His name is Toby and he's my best friend. His diet consists of store-bought cat food with meat, duh, and whenever I go fishing, I take him along and the fish I catch is also his food. So he eats what normal cats like to eat. So, last week, the Karen, who cannot fathom the fact that her kids are fully grown adults, forced them to go hiking with her. Fair enough, because we live in a very rural area with great outdoor activities. On that same day, I decided to take my cat fishing, so I grabbed my fishing gear and headed down to a nice place to fish, while he followed me. Now, this is where we see the Karen. She is hiking in my direction and sees my fishing pole and begins to lecture me, again, about why I'm not much better than Hitler by fishing. Yeah, she's comparing me to Adolf Hitler. So I kinda ignore her and head down to the fishing area and set up my stuff, but no, she follows me down and continues to lecture me and harass me, but I make it clear, I don't really care. After 3 minutes of her lecturing me, she suddenly stops and walks away. Maybe she had better things to do? I don't know. So I continue fishing for another hour until my cat and I are satisfied, and we return home to see that Karen was leaving my house with all my cat food and was seconds away from emptying it all into the trash can. To be fair, it was on my porch at Amazon delivery. Me. What do you think you're doing? I'm saving your cat from dying eating those disgusting foods. That's my package. Give it back. No! Empties the contents into the trash can. What the hell, Karen? That's my food. You have no right to just throw it away. Then she gestures for me to hand her my fish box, my Toby and I's dinner. Hell no. That's my dinner. You owe me $20. No. Give me the poor animals you killed. We need to be respectful and bury them. No. Now go away before I call the police. You literally threw away my property without asking. Then, this entitled mother tries to grab my fish container, but fails to because I'm twice her size. Fine, go ahead. Eat those poor dead animals. You should be ashamed of yourself. You must feed your cat vegan cat food. I don't know if you know this, but cats cannot go without meat. They are meat-eating animals. No, they're not. They just don't know what vegan food tastes like. She then storms off, and I think that's the end of it. Oh boy, was I wrong. 3 days later, she comes to my house demanding $50. I ask her why, but she just bursts into my house. I have some healthy vegan food. Psst, 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 psst. My cat comes running over and seems interested, not knowing it's vegan food. Then she rips open the bag and pours some into his cat bowl, and he gladly takes a bite. Then he runs outside and pukes all over the lawn. Don't ask me how or why he knew to do that. Look, he just needs to get used to it. In fact, you're not a good cat owner. I'm taking custody of this cat. But before she can even touch my cat, who is still puking outside, I grab her by the arm and drag her outside while she's hurling insults at me and screaming like a Karen, doing that demonic scream. So that's it. Should I press charges? I mean, yeah, you should. Trespassing, destruction of property, entering without permission as well. I'm not sure what that'll be under. But yeah, no, like, veganism's fine. If you can get enough nutrients, you can eat healthily. It's a wonderful diet. But don't force onto other people. Don't force onto animals, because you don't know what their dietary requirements could be. They could be needing different stuff. What do you guys think down below? Let me know. My entitled sister gets thrown in jail. This one is from about a year ago. My youngest sister, Candace, is entitled as hell and childish too. It all started one day. My dear sister was once again being an entitled bee. She went to a coffee shop, asked for the coffee, that was her favourite. She now refuses to drink it. They didn't have the kind she wanted, so she ordered a different one after calling the teenage barista a W, and didn't like it, so naturally she spit on the floor and said it was tampered with. But she watched the girl make it. The barista replied, "I'm very sorry you didn't like it, madam." Therefore, Candace, the Karen, screamed at her, "Don't call me ma'am, you little bee. I'm barely older than you." Barista replied, "I'm sorry, I was trying to be polite." My sister scoffs and demands a manager. Barista goes and gets the manager, and Candace goes behind the counter and starts taking coffee stuff. I crap you not, the manager comes out and says, "You can't be back here. This is a matter of safety and food and drink safety, and put those down." Candace said, "I didn't take any anything, and I'm offended. Now you should get me compensation. I want a discount at the very least. Manager tells her to get out and that he's calling the cops. Candace does what any sane person would. Takes more and shoves them into a purse and pours the almost boiling hot coffee on the barista. And runs. I got to watch her get arrested for something like aggravated severe assault on a minor and theft. Her trial was scheduled for recently but postponed due to the COVID, so she's still at my mum's house with her Satan spawn. Should I write a book? Chronicles of Candace. Yeah, that's just entitled to just being an asshole. There was no need for that. If you didn't like the coffee, you could have said so. But God, man, being so in your own head that you think pouring boiling hot coffee on someone is okay? That's just so bad. So bad.
EM says she will sue me, a 13-year-old, because I almost fell on her kid while I was rock climbing. Currently, my rock climbing gym is open and I am trying to go every time I can to boulder. It's a smaller wall with no ropes. And since it's summer, a bunch of kids are coming who have never climbed before. Today I working on a boulder that was directly above a VO, the easiest possible boulder. Onto the story. I was climbing the boulder I mentioned earlier, and since it goes to the top of the wall, I was pretty high up when I missed the hold and fell. Directly under me, EM's young kid was running around the mats, which is a huge no-no if you ever go to a climbing gym, especially when there are climbers above. And I fell about a foot away from the kid. I of course asked the kid if he was okay, and they were relatively unfazed. Then I see a Karen walk towards me with visible anger on her face. EM, you almost killed my child! You should have kept an eye on him. He shouldn't be running under climbers. Yeah, but you should look before you fall. I missed the hold. I couldn't stop myself from falling. Yeah, but you scarred him for life. The kid is climbing on the V0 he was heading towards when I fell. He seems fine to me. He'll have lasting physiological damage. I'll sue you for this. Your parents will have to pay for his therapy. I'm literally 13. That doesn't change a thing. I'm going to get some staff to prove I'm right. EM brings over my coach for the team that I climb with, who I will refer to as Coach. Hi Coach. OP, what have you done this time? They almost killed my child, points to the kid happily climbing. He seems fine. How did OP almost kill him? I fell for my project and he was running directly under me, so I fell about a foot away from him. Exactly! They should be liable for any physiological damage. They shouldn't. You should have kept a closer eye on your kid. It was highly irresponsible of you to let your kid run around a climbing wall on the mat that people fall on. Leave OP alone. EM walked away, probably to the owner of the gym, who talked to me about it later, and me, the gym owner, and the coach all had a good laugh. And that's all that we have time for today. If you liked any of the stories down below, hit that like button, it really helps me out. Subscribe today for more, and leave a comment down below because I really want to hear you guys' thoughts. If you've got any subreddits that you want me to read into, that you want me to talk about, I'll be more than happy to do that. So do let me know. Take care, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.